Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka Quant. So let's just dive in, and let's start off with this tweet over here from G Crypto Ben. And we do see top 5 coins by alt rank October 11th. Yes, this is from yesterday. I know it's the most up-to-date one that I've seen. We do see alt rank is a unique measurement by lunarcrush.com that combines actual altcoin price performances relative to Bitcoin and social activity indicators. And of course, we do see a few of the tokens here. And we do see 2 of my personal favorite tokens actually, which is Hedera and Quant. And both of them have been doing very well in terms of their 24-hour price change, their market capitalization, their trading volume, and of course their major exchanges, which are respected. But at the end of the day, listen, you know, I know that it's very interesting to see Quant up about like 3%, 10%, 20%, whatever percent. I look forward to the day where we are seeing Quant absolutely on fire. Like, I know that a lot of people are getting very excited from the move from like $40 some to $150 or so, because guess what? I mean, like, it's a massive move. I mean, even to like the 160 mark, I think that we like hit $160. I mean, that was a huge move. That's like a 4x from the bottom that we hit. So again, you know, Quant has been a very surprising and very strong token, but is it really, you know, is it very surprising to understand how strong Quant actually is? I've said it multiple times though, you know, listen, it's easy to get caught up in the FOMO. I'm still waiting patiently to see if Quant will retest some nice lows. Is it going to come back down to $60, $70, $80? Who knows? But if it does, I will be prepared. I'm also prepared to see if Quant does break over $400 plus and goes to new all-time highs. And either way, I am totally fine and totally happy with either way. And I think everyone else should do the same. I think everyone else should be in the same position where they have been accumulating Quant. They accumulated it heavily under $100. They're holding and they're waiting, and they also do have stables on the sidelines just in case, you know, we do come back down to test some nice lows, which I personally am waiting to see if we do. But also, a lot has unfolded from the CBOS event. In fact, we actually do see over here another video that came up for about like a minute long. It's a very interesting meeting, or I should say video at this meeting. And we do see this is from Comfy over on Twitter. We do see institutions are not looking for decentralized solutions. They are looking for ways to integrate their existing network / platform / products into the DLT world. And I've actually said this too as well. Like, a lot of people think that, you know, it's not going to be Quant. It's not going to be Quant. It's not going to be this. It's not going to be that. It's going to be something that's totally decentralized, totally out of everyone's control. But the end goal here is the fact that, listen, you're not going to see every single major institution, every single major enterprise choosing decentralization. You're going to have centralized entities in this space as well. A lot of people argue that Quant is extremely centralized. Listen, it does not matter. I'm here to make money. And we know that Quant is going to be the breadwinner, if you will, around crypto. I've said this time and time again as well in the past. But listen closely to this 1 minute long video.
One of the things that we saw was the coexistence of digital assets with existing financial systems, and that has been talked about quite a lot. The DeFi aspect of it has kind of said you have to put everything on blockchain. That's not the right way for institutions, and what we're seeing is real-world coexistence of digital assets on a CSD, for example, for like a large exchange. And their view is we need to tokenize different forms of assets and put them and coexist together, put them on the same CSD for all their banks and institutions to start using. So that's quite exciting because we're putting tokenization, we're merging traditional and decentralized financial services together and offering that to institutions. And that's the way forward. One of the things that
And we also seen this as well with Alliance Block. Remember what I said about the Alliance Block initiative, right? Bridging the gap between the DeFi world and the traditional finance world, or even the CeFi world, right? That's the biggest obstacle, right? Right now, I think that that's a huge area of focus. And I think that it's a trillion, multiples of trillions, by the way, of dollar worth of value being bridged. If we could achieve that, if we could succeed in that aspect, it's going to be a huge game changer. And I do believe that that is exactly what Quant is focused on, as you guys do see in this video, is bridging that gap, connecting that gap, having these major institutions, these major enterprise grade, companies and names as well, having direct access to DeFi processes, DeFi use cases, DeFi products. Like, that's the big use case value there. Okay, and that's why I invest into Q&T, is because I look at it as the core system between these two completely diverse but extremely lucrative and very complementary, worlds, which is, centralized and decentralized. We also do see over here, we already know that Raul's, or, we've talked about Raul Paul in the past, but his interoperability basket contains Q&T, as he mentioned Quant Network multiple times on Real Vision streams. These clips are from April 2021 and January 2022. Shout out to Greg Lunt 27 for this. Also shout out to Raul Paul and Real Vision. This was incredible. I think that we talked about this a little bit in the past, but we could definitely bring it up and reiterate it and talk a little bit more about it.
A big development is people saying we'll build a layer that allows all of these things to work together. That's interoperability. It's one of the key features of the internet and what made the internet so successful. That is coming in crypto, and it's coming fast. We've seen on Real Vision Crypto things like Quant Network. These things are huge because they allow different things to move around across this ecosystem.
2022 is going to be the year of interoperability. So we're looking at Polygon, Quant, and a few other things that might give us those opportunities.
And yeah, like, at the end of the day, listen, 2022 has been so far the year of interoperability. It's been shined on, it's been spotlighted, and I've always said it's going to be a big use case going forward. And it's really morphed into that. And we actually do see over here, I've been reading through Galileo protocol white paper. We actually talked about Galileo in my LCX video from I think like 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago or so. They will be launching the first ever QRC20 token, Leo X, based on the Quant Overledger technology. Interesting to see the reasons why they chose Quant Network. Also, shout out to Alex Veru over on Twitter for this. And this is very interesting. So look at this. So Quant Network supports the development of multi-chain applications, maps connecting and enabling communication between different blockchains. Quant MDApps provide frictionless trading and a secure transaction method without needing a third-party intermediary. Quant's tokenization solution allows for complete and seamless interoperability between different blockchains at scale while maintaining privacy and compliance without adding additional overhead or bottlenecks. QRC20 tokens will support multiple distributed ledger systems, DLTs. They can be implemented on-chain public DLTs or off-chain private DLTs to accommodate complex transactions between multiple DLTs. With its renewed focus on CBDCs, Quant Network aims to facilitate open access to digital currencies issued by central banks. And yeah, this is huge. Listen, I've talked to you guys within the scope of some of these use cases. These use cases are very lucrative if you are somebody who is developing a project, because having the access to have a token that could be supported by multiple DLTs, right? And having that token be able to, flow from one major network to another one, have seamless interoperability where it could discuss and transact, data and information easily and frictionless. That's a huge area, because even with, cross-border payments, again, like one of the biggest reasons why cross-border payments suck is because of the lack of interoperability. There's not a lot of connectivity between these different processes and these different systems. Every system is completely different, so being able to transact that data takes a lot of time. So having something that is interoperable and you really kind of disrupt the core process of it all, that's a big game changer. So I could definitely see why Galileo Protocol chose Quant Network. I could definitely see why a lot more projects going forward will also, choose Quant, because it just makes sense. It's a no-brainer move. And also, from Just a Tech Guy over here, we do see this guy knows a thing or two about the internet and the mistakes they made. We don't want to make them again. He's currently collaborating with Quant weekly on creating this new internet scale interoperability protocol at the IETF. And we do see down here, survivability of blockchain systems. Say no more. We do see the goal of this paper is to bring to the forefront the notion of interoperability, survivability, and manageability for blockchain systems using lessons learned from the 3 decades of the development of the internet. Our overall goal is to develop a design philosophy for an interoperable blockchain architecture and to identify some design principles that promote interoperability. And last but not least, we do see down here, key to this interoperability or interconnectivity is the notion of blockchain gateways. API gateways are the big, thing that we've been focused on. We do see over here, Overledger blockchain networks. It all starts with Overledger. Overledger is the world's first blockchain agnostic API gateway. Remember, gateways are a lot better than bridges. Listen, bridges for a while in crypto were the big thing, but we all know how bridges end up. Usually there is a flaw within the system security-wise, and they usually get hacked. They usually have a massive amount of money stolen from them. They usually have a lot of issues in terms of security, and gateways are a lot more secure. It cuts out the intermediaries. It really kind of cuts out the middlemen, so that that connector in between is completely thrown out, and it's a seamless connectivity layer. So the security is fully there. There's a very, I haven't looked into the architecture fully, so I couldn't tell you what statistic is there in terms of, security breach wise, but we know that, for an example, the CEO, Gilbert Verdian, has worked on multiple security applications with some major large names, so I would highly suggest that this is probably the utmost secure. And with this gateway, again, it enables interoperability by connecting businesses to multiple distributed ledger networks. This is through 3 lines of code, and it is a huge game changer. This is why bridges will not be the future. I've always said this. And I do believe that in terms of survivability around crypto, I think that it does rely on interoperability. I think that interoperability is going to be the biggest key to success around crypto. And also, again, from Just a Tech Guy, this is quoting the Quant CBOS poll that they held, and it says live poll 69%. Love to see that percentage number of the CBOS audience. All jokes aside, I think that platform interoperability is the most pressing challenge to solve in order for digital assets to reach scale. We do see, what do you think is the most pressing challenge to solve in order for digital assets to reach scale? And of course, platform interoperability is the biggest key. I think that interoperability is a big one. And it's funny because this is clarity of benefits from digitizing assets, volume and liquidity, need for CBDCs for settlement and digital cash, and platform interoperability beat all of that. And we do see, let's not make it complex by connecting the many DLTs together that each enterprise could use. Connect the enterprises as one unit by placing a DLT gateway at each of them, allowing use of traditional auth methods instead of access control on the smart contract layer. And I think that really kind of at the end of the day, the vital role here that Quant has and is holding is to solve this massive inefficiency around crypto to really kind of reach scale and disrupt the core process of everything. I really do think that it is very exciting to watch kind of Quant blossom into the name that it's becoming today. And I really do think that the ever-growing need for interoperability is going to continue to grow and really kind of reshape a lot of the major industries within crypto as well, like the metaverse, like DeFi, because essentially it's unlocking the true potential around all of these major industries within crypto. And with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.